Good morning, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining Railbookers for today's training webinar on what's new with Railbookers with live Q&A from myself. Folks, my name is Jim Marini, proudly the Senior Vice President of Strategic Partnerships. So excited to have one of the largest turnouts in a long time, and so excited to have you here. And again, as you can see on the title of today's training webinar, we are going to save time for live Q&A. So I want you to feel free to type away any questions that you may have as I go through today's exciting training webinar, telling you all about the latest and greatest with Railbookers. And folks, we got lots to cover, and I'm going to try to do it in a short amount of time. So thanks so much for being here. And with that in mind, let's get started. First off, about our presentation today. Now, folks, if this is your first time logging on to our webinar system, which is known as On24, the large picture right there on your screen, well, that's going to be of all the fun little tidbits and new itineraries and some of the latest and greatest tools available for each and every one of you and your fellow travel advisors. But what are we going to talk about? You see on the right-hand side, important things for your customers to know about traveling by train, popular destinations, the new itineraries, again, that I mentioned. I also have some tips and tricks that I want to share with all of you. How you can customize your client's vacation, include everything that they want and nothing that they do not. And we'll touch on resources available and, again, the latest vacations. Now, I did want to mention, too, at the bottom of the large picture on your screen, right there on your laptop or monitor, you can ask a question. All right, we have important links. You can take a survey if you'd like at the end, as well as contact us. So with that in mind, let's get started. And first off, for those of you who may not be as familiar with Railbookers, if you have booked rail tickets in Europe, as an example, over the years, but you haven't booked with Railbookers as of yet, if any of you have ever been on any of my training webinars, this is always one of my favorite slides that I like to touch on. Is this how you currently book rail travel? And in other words, do you have to put a little reminder in your calendar to remind yourself to actually book or issue those tickets? All right. Do you have to maybe put a little yellow sticky on your monitor or your laptop to remind yourself? Do you have to set an alarm in Outlook? Well, if you want to know the number one reason why Railbookers, I'm proud to say, is preferred with every partner in the United States, in Canada, almost everyone in the UK, and many throughout Australia and New Zealand, it's because with Railbookers, you can book up to 2 years in advance, including pricing and scheduling. All right. Now, if I asked all of you, if you've booked rail tickets in Europe, how far in advance you're normally able to issue or book tickets if you haven't booked with Railbookers as of yet, the answers on an average would typically be 30, 60, or 90 days, which basically means you have to wait to issue or book those tickets very close into departure before your clients actually travel on their trip. Well, with Railbookers, again, up to 2 years in advance, and all we require is one night hotel with the rail, and we got you covered, and you're going to make way more commission, again, because we're preferred. But when it comes to Railbookers, I always love mentioning, even though the word Railbookers obviously lets you know we could book rail, there's so much more that Railbookers offers. What we are, folks, we are a worldwide FIT land operator who specializes in rail. So if you look at this collage right here of these pictures starting in the top left-hand corner, we could take care of confirmed seat reservations on board the train, as well as sleeping accommodations, and book different types of trains. And I'll touch on that today. Anything from luxury to high speed to iconic to local trains. We also can book a whole huge amount of sightseeing activities and excursions. In fact, we're looking to do another live training webinar on just the vast amount of optional excursions that are offered with Railbookers. And here's a big selling point with us. You don't need a minimum number of people in order for your clients to be able to participate and go on any local guided tour when they're in Europe, when they're in Canada, or anywhere around the world. If you have one client who wants to go, we'll just combine them with other folks also traveling on that same locally guided tour. All right, so a huge list and a huge amount of optional excursions available on any of our trips anywhere in the world. You look at the top right-hand corner, hotels. We offer 3, 4, and 5-star hotels on any trip, and any trip can also be customized. You can mix and match on the same trip. So let's say your clients want to stay at a 3-star hotel in Rome. They could do that. They could stay at a 4-star hotel in Florence, and they could stay at a 5-star hotel in Venice on the same trip. Maybe in Venice, they're celebrating a special birthday or anniversary. All right, we got you covered. In the bottom left-hand corner, ferries. Yes, we can book ferries, and yes, even in Greece. I often get that a lot, but anywhere around the world. We do tons of excursions. We could do transfers for you and overnight rail journeys. I guess what I'm saying, folks, is really the only thing we do not book as a company are flights. All right. So you book flights, we'll book everything else, and you'll make way more commission on the rail than you would if you were to try to piece it together on your own. And again, you also don't have to wait until 30, 60, or 90 days before your clients depart, even though you may have booked that trip a year in advance. All right. So keep that in mind. All right. So the big focus of today is going to talk about our travel advisor toolbox. All right, folks, we are filled with lots of helpful information, and we really have put a lot of time and effort over the last couple years to build up our travel advisor toolbox to basically help support each and every one of you the best we can. So on our Railbookers website, and the same applies to Amtrak Vacations, okay? When you go on the website, in the top right-hand corner in that little red circle, that is the advisor login. All right. So once you go on our homepage, railbookers.com, you go on the advisor login, you click on it, and then from here, you simply enter in your travel advisor ID number, your IATA number, your CLIA number, your true number to access all of the amazing content as well as your email. Now, once you enter into our travel advisor toolbox, guess what? You can even request an instant quote. In fact, just last week, folks, perfect example. Just last week, I actually had the pleasure of doing a local training webinar, actually not too far from where I live. I'm in the Boston area, if you can't tell by the accent here. And I was up in Portland, Maine, doing a training for one of our best partners. And after I was done with the training, one of the fellow travel advisors said, "Hey, I can actually just request a quote online." And I said, "Sure, you could do that." He said, "That might just be easier for me because I have clients coming in and out of the office, and and that might be a quick way to do it." And I told him, I said, "Well, son, if you need anything or have any additional special requests, feel free to let us know, or you can certainly email me." Well, the following day, I checked in. He had already gotten a call from one of our rail experts, okay, because he had submitted in an instant quote online. So how do you book with us? Well, with us, you can't book online itself because we have so many rail systems, hotels, sites, meals, etc. The best way to book with us initially is either calling us. It's also filling out an instant quote, as you can see right here, another tool that we wanted to provide for each and every one of you. Or when you do speak with any of our rail experts, we find a lot of our advisors will do this all over the United States and Canada. Then you can email that person directly moving forward. So if you have a nice connection, you build a good connection with one of our rail experts, you absolutely can do that. So there's really 3 great ways to book with us. All right. 1, again, is calling. 2 is you can email those rail experts that you speak to if you want them to call you or schedule a call with you, all right, to do an instant quote. And the other one is what you're looking at right here. You can go right on and fill out an instant quote. And you can do it through the toolbox. You can also do it through any specific itinerary anywhere in the world as well. So we really try to make it easy for each and every one of you. But let me highlight the toolbox and what I'm going to do today, folks. All right. Again, I'm going to keep today's training webinar short and sweet because we do appreciate all of you and your time here today. But I want to just kind of highlight how this toolbox is packed full of useful resources geared exclusively to travel professionals just like yourselves. All right. And as you can see, we have every type of category covered. And if there's any that we do not, I want you to feel free to type that into the question box, because again, we are saving time for live Q&A today. All right, we're here for you because you're here for us, and we want to help support each of you. So let's start out with selling tools. All right, this is one of the top boxes that you see in the top left-hand corner. And again, you can have access to all of these items. All right, but let me highlight what's included in each one. First off, in the selling tools, Are you planning an online presentation for your clients? Well, guess what? We've created a range of downloadable PowerPoint presentations for you to use with your own call to action. Yes, we've taken out our own phone numbers that we have, of course, listed for yourselves to call. We've taken that out so then you can forward any of these downloadable PDF presentations to any of your clients. Now, if you want to kick it up another notch, folks, all right, and some of you may have taken advantage of this already, I have a whole team of business development managers as well as key account managers. We have a whole trade team dedicated to helping us support each and every one of you. So if you want to do a live presentation, a live online presentation with one of my BDMs or one of our key account managers, just reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to do that. Otherwise, again, we like to make this all self-made and be able to provide these items for all of you if you want to do that on your own as well. So this is a whole library of downloadable PowerPoint presentations on the most popular categories and destinations and topics that we've ever done webinars on. You have access to all of these, all right? That's in the selling tools. So this is the first box that you'll see in our Travel Advisor toolbox. The next box is probably the most popular one, I will say. This is our downloadable maps, all right? Most maps you could think of, from Italy to all over Europe to Switzerland, all right? All over Canada, Australia. You can download these. You can have a copy on your desktop. You can print out a copy, all right? And sometimes I'll often get questions, well, do you have brochures that are printed? Folks, today, so much has gone digital, right? As I'm sure you know, just like most other great companies out there, but you have the access and the ability to print out any items you'd like, from flyers to brochures, which I'll touch on, to maps, or be able to save them right on your desktop or in a file. The next item, current promotions. Now, why not give your clients an opportunity to save on their next trip with us? Well, in fact, we just finished a flash sale recently. We come out with these periodically, not daily, not weekly, but periodically. They are some great savings, I will tell you, where your clients can many times save up to $300, $400 to $500 off per booking, which is fantastic. All right. And we have some great savings, but we also have what we call our everyday discounts. So if we don't have a special flash sale going on a particular week or 2 weeks, we also have certain trips, certain itineraries that we have our everyday specials, where your clients can save up to $250 off per booking, as an example. So take a look at that, and you can find that, again, listed in our current promotions. Again, all available in one house, which is our Travel Advisor toolbox. Let's continue on. Customizable flyers. Now, I love these, folks, because whether it's you have clients interested in Italy, interested in France, Alaska, Canada, we have these customizable flyers that you can download. You can put your own call to action and be able to forward that out, email that out to your clients. If any of you are doing any travel shows in person, you can download one of these flyers, put your own call to action, print out 50, 100, 250 flyers if you would like to have at the table at your own booth if you're doing any travel shows. And these are great, and they're going to highlight the most popular destinations. And I did want to mention too, just as a reminder for any of you that may have joined a little bit later, Railbookers, as well as our sister brand, Amtrak Vacations, we offer worldwide FIT, independent style tours, but we specialize in rail. So we can pretty much put everything together for you, with the exception of flights. And we have packages all put together, but any of them can be customized. That is one of many great benefits when it comes to independent style touring, all right? And we're going to talk about some of the differences between independent FIT versus your traditional escorted motor coach style tour. Let's continue on with another area within our Travel Advisor toolbox, brochures. And I know I just mentioned this earlier. This often comes up periodically. Do you have print brochures? Do you have print brochures, folks? Just like most companies, it's all digital now. However, what we do have is a huge range of digital brochures that you can download, that you can forward and email out to your clients, that you could print if you'd like to have a hard copy with you at your desk. But one of the things that I always love mentioning to all our travel advisors, because our trips are all independent style vacations, FIT, flexible independent travel, prices are live, prices are changing. Think about if any of us were to go online right now, all right, check out a flight. Let's say, for instance, I'm looking at a flight from Boston to Los Angeles, and let's say it's $550 as of this morning. Well, I could check later this afternoon. It might be $570. It could be $490. Maybe it went down. Most times it doesn't, right? Especially airlines, if you're looking at flights. But the point is, prices are live and they can fluctuate. Now, here's a big selling point too. Once you deposit on any of our trips, we lock in the rates for you and your clients. All right. So always a good reason for your clients to book. The sooner, the better. So it allows them to get the best value, best prices. But we do have a whole series of not only brochures, but if you look on the left-hand side, reference guides too, such as national parks. If you look behind me, I got a cool book right behind me in my office here on the national parks. Now, I know that's with our sister brand, Amtrak Vacations, but did you know for the national parks, if you have clients that want to stay closer to home, want to travel domestically in the U.S., we can get space inside those hard to get space lodges and you make commission. Most lodges, if you try to book direct with them, it's hard to get space and most of them don't pay commission. Our sister brand, Amtrak Vacations, does. So keep that in mind. But with Railbookers, we travel the world, and we're going to talk about some of the new itineraries trending right now, the most popular ones. Now, I am proud to say we have a whole library as well of pre-recorded, on-demand Railbookers training webinars, all right, as well as some videos. Now, I'm going to mention this right here, right now, folks, and I'm going to highlight it again at the end. If you are on Facebook, if you are on Instagram, if you are on LinkedIn, well, guess what? I am too, all right? So I want you to feel free to connect with me today if you'd like, all right? My name is Jim, J-I-M, last name Marini, M-A-R-I-N-I. I'd be more than honored and grateful to be connected with you. If you friend request me, I'll absolutely accept your friend request. The reason why I mention this, folks, it is a great tool to keep in touch, to communicate. And the reason why I also mention it, I actually had the pleasure of traveling to Switzerland recently, which you're going to see in just a little bit. And I did a video when I was there because I couldn't get over how close the train station was to the hotel that we stayed at, the same hotel your clients can stay at. So I had one of my colleagues do a little video of me walking off the train and walking right into the hotel. It literally was not even 100 yards, if that, 50 yards from the train to the hotel. It was a fantastic location. So many of our hotels too, especially in Europe, they're city center, they're downtown for your clients. So you don't have to try to figure out how you're going to get your clients to and from their hotels. All right. Now, I know I just touched on this, social media. We have a whole library of social media assets. So I love social media for the same reasons I'm sure many of you do as well. It's free, folks, it's free. So we've created a whole library of social media templates on different topics, different destinations that you can also share and promote for any of your own followers, for any of your own friends that you're connected with on Facebook and clients. All right, so keep that in mind. Now, something that I am very excited about that we also just added recently is an opportunity to meet the trade team, starting with myself and Chris David, my counterpart located in Canada. Him and I pretty much work hand in hand to help better support all the fantastic advisors within North America. But it doesn't happen with only us, all right? It is a whole team, and you'll see a full page of so many of our folks, including our key account managers, our director of partnership, our partnership marketing coordinator, heads of sales for both of our brands, all right? So lots to see, and you can reach any of us. Our contact information is listed on this as well. You can email us, you can give us a call. We have our details listed right there, all right? One of the last blocks or squares within our Travel Advisor Toolbox is see what's selling now, what is popular now. And this will actually lead perfectly into the last portion of today's training webinar, which is what's new. All right. So not only are you able to see it right here in our toolbox, but guess what? You're going to see it right here, right now. You're actually one of the first groups of travel advisors in the United States and Canada to hear this today. And that is the new vacations available to book right now. So let me start out first off with one of the most grandest of the grand luxury trains in the world, the Venice Simplon Orient Express. And this is a real treat, folks, because not only does it start from Paris and travel into the #1 most popular destination trending right now for us, for rail bookers in the world, which is Italy, it also includes some of the famous trains of Switzerland. Let me walk you through this itinerary. As I mentioned, starting in the great city of Paris, soak up the views from atop the Eiffel Tower. We'll be able to spend some time there in this fantastic city, where then your clients board on the Venice Simplon Orient Express. This is a 5 diamond train. And if you're curious, who are the clients that would book this type of trip? Who are the type of clients that would go on the Venice Simplon Orient Express or any of the luxury trains for that matter? You know who they are, folks? They're your same clients that go on river cruises. They're your same clients that go on premium ocean cruise lines. They are your same clients that go on Rocky Mountaineer. How do we know? Because when we speak to any of the advisors that have booked any of our Venice Simplon Orient Express packages or any of our luxury train packages, those are the clients, all right, that are booking these trips. Now, if you look at this collage, your clients can upgrade to a grand suite. Now, these are on request, all right? They're on demand, on request. There's only about 6 of them on the train. This train, however, can fit up to 174 passengers. There's 3 restaurants on board the train. Your clients get to choose where they'd like to eat every day for lunch and dinner. Breakfast is served to them right in their cabin. Full course meal. All meals are included. Beverages, any alcoholic beverages, that would be settled at the end before they disembark from the train. However, when they're on board, coffee, tea, water, soda, that's all included. All right. Full course meal, just top of the line, 5-star, 5 diamond train. And I will mention on this train too, very common for the ladies to wear dresses and gowns, very common for the men to wear tuxes and suits. Kind of has that 1920s, 1930s nostalgic era. Just absolutely amazing. But what's amazing about this trip, it's not only the Venice Simplon Orient Express, it's the great cities, the great destinations that are included on this specific itinerary, including the great city of Venice, where they can travel on a private gondola ride. They also have what we call skip the line, small group tours included in most packages. Nothing beats not having to wait in the back of a long line, especially in Italy during the busy season. We include these skip the line small groups. All right. And in some cases, depending on where your clients are traveling, it could be a full day locally guided tour. It could be a half a day guided tour where then they'll have free time in the afternoon at leisure. And this is throughout many of the great cities, including Rome, as you can see here. Now, in addition to Paris, as well as Italy, this does include Switzerland. And when we talk about famous trains, this is one of those iconic trains, the Bernina Express. Do you know this entire train ride is about a 4 to 5 hour train ride? And the entire route that it travels through, the entire route is considered a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Take a look at that picture, too, folks, in the bottom right-hand corner. Look at how beautiful that is, right? You know, I always describe this train as almost as if you're traveling on a roller coaster that goes 10 times slower. The reason why I mention that, it's lots of hairpin turns through the valleys, down through the Swiss villages, into the mountains. It is absolutely breathtaking. And as I mentioned, I just went to Switzerland just recently this past year. I can't do a training webinar, folks, if I don't include some of my own personal pictures. And you and your clients can experience this as well. In fact, when we were on board, they served little snacks, they had refreshments available. And my always point of suggestion is hot chocolate. You can't beat it. Steamed milk, right? They give you the hot chocolate. They even bring a little piece of Swiss chocolate. I mean, you know, when in Switzerland, you got to do it the right way. But as you can see, very comfortable, tables of 4, right? With an opportunity to have some snacks and refreshments. And it's not just the Bernina Express. It's the Glacier Express. Now, this is rated as one of the top 10 most scenic train rides in the world, let alone in Switzerland. Now, what you're looking at right here, folks, in this collage, this is called Excellence Class. All right. Believe it or not, there's only 20 seats available in this category of service on board the train. It's what we call one by one seating. So each seat facing each other with the table in the middle, as you can see in the top right hand corner. Wine is included throughout your client's entire journey. Now, this journey is a 7 to 8 hour train journey, so it's twice as long as the Bernina Express. But here's how I describe traveling on board the train. All right. For those of you that have ever been to Switzerland or certainly any of these trains, you can certainly relate with me. Okay. No sooner I would put my phone down after taking pictures and videos, I'd have to pick it up. And I put it down, I'd have to pick it up. Finally, I was like, I can't put my phone down, because literally no sooner I would put my phone down, there was another majestic mountain, or I'd see wildlife, or I'd see these quaint little Swiss villages that we were slicing in and out of the main town. It was so beautiful. All right. So my advice for you and your clients, don't put your phone down. Don't put your camera down, because you may just miss the latest and greatest sight of a lifetime. Now, where do your clients sit when they are in Excellence Class? They sit in the part of the train that has the big, beautiful glass windows, as you can see in the top left-hand corner. Did you know there's a 5-course meal included during their entire journey? They have a huge glacier bar. They have priority boarding. They even get an iPad that gives them commentary as they travel from one area within Switzerland to another. And yes, they even have a snack car as well. So if you have clients that want a little bite and a little snack in between their 5-course meal, they could certainly do that. But you know where they also travel? Zermatt, which is located right there in front of the Matterhorn. And they'll get a chance to ride the famous cogwheel train to the Gornergrat. And they get a chance to pick the hotels they would like to stay at. Again, every trip we offer, whether it's Switzerland, Italy, anywhere around the world, your clients could choose between a 3, 4, or 5-star hotel on the same trip anywhere in the world. All right. Now, what other trains do we also include? The Golden Pass Prestige Class, plus the Caviar package with individually adjustable and heated seats that can be rotated so they can watch the scenery from Interlaken to Montreux, where they can see some of the most beautiful views of Lake Geneva. Folks, this trip is truly a trip of a lifetime. And if there's one thing I will say, luxury train packages are trending extremely well for us, not only this year, but also 2024 and even into 2025. Did you know you can book any trip with us up to 2 years in advance? All right. So if you have clients that are booking a cruise or a river cruise 2 years in advance, and they may want to go out a week earlier or spend a week after their cruise, you can book the rail packages with us, including hotel, including sightseeing tours, meals. It can be on the luxury trains. It could be on the high-speed trains. It could be on the local trains. Even if your clients are not necessarily requesting rail, I can't tell you how many bookings we get from so many of our travel advisors who have clients that just want more of an independent style vacation, and they're booking with us, because why not travel the way local Europeans do, which is by train? In fact, here's a little fun trivia for all of you. Do you know last year alone, just last year, in Europe, over 1 billion with the B, 1 billion people traveled on trains just in Europe, folks. That's how Europeans travel. Interestingly enough, there's over 26,000 train stations. Now, I just highlighted the Venice Simplon Orient Express. This is one of our newest exciting itineraries that, again, not only starts in the great city of Paris, travels through Italy, includes some of the most iconic trains in Switzerland. But when we talk about luxury trains, it's not only the Venice Simplon Orient Express, the Belmont Royal Scotsman in Scotland, the Maharaj Express in India, the Blue Train in South Africa, the Gone in Australia. Folks, I could keep going on and on. We have a whole series of luxury trains that you and your clients can choose from. What else is new? Well, this one's a real special one, folks, because it is the best of Italy, the Amalfi Coast, and Sicily all in one package. And just like the previous package, it does include Venice. Why? Because Venice is just one of those iconic destinations of a lifetime. It's not too often any of us travel to any area in the world where there are no cars, there are no trucks, there are no motorcycles. Instead, it's boats and ferries and gondolas. It's just absolutely breathtaking. Now, my personal favorite area in all of Italy, you're looking at it, Florence. Some of the best cafes, restaurants, just nightlife. It's just an awesome city. All right, your clients can enjoy the famous gelato as they take a chance to walk through the lively city, have some pizza, visit the Tuscany region, all right, where they can explore the towns of Pisa, Siena, Chianti, and San Gimignano, and of course, Rome, where we have the Colosseum. Now, here's a good example, as I promised earlier. What is the difference between an independent FIT style vacation, which is all of our trips with Railbookers as well as our sister brand Amtrak Vacations, versus a traditional or typical escorted motor coach tour, a bus tour? All right. You see, unlike an escorted motor coach tour where, from 6 to 8 in the morning, it's breakfast. From 8 to 12, it's sightseeing. From 12 to 2, it's lunch. From 2 to 5, it's more sightseeing. From 5 to 7, it's dinner. From 7 p.m. on, there's an evening activity. And that is most days and nights on a guided, escorted vacation. And there are some clients who want that type of structure, morning, noon, and night, every day for 7 to 10 days. But what we find, and what I'm sure many of you are already hearing and seeing, I heard it and saw it last week, as I mentioned, firsthand, doing a live training in person, is the amount of clients and folks that want more of an independent style vacation, more of a flexible style vacation. Now, what does that mean? With us, we offer anywhere from a half a day to a full day locally guided tour in many of the major cities throughout Europe, let alone Italy. And in some cases, we offer what we call a hop on, hop off tour, where it allows your clients to get on and off the double decker bus, on and off a trolley, as an example, if they're traveling in North America. But the beauty is to stay as long or as short as you would like. We offer skip the line tours, as you saw previously. And these are some of the best benefits when it comes to independent tours because there's enough structure, but enough flexibility. And as I mentioned earlier, any trip can be customized. Any trip can be personalized. Basically, wherever the trains go, we can take your clients there. So keep that in mind. Now, this trip also includes the Blue Grotto as well as Capri. All right, the Isle of Capri. You can't beat that. As well as Taormina once they travel into Sicily. Now, I will say my dad is from Italy, but my favorite pastry, which is a Sicilian pastry, and a lot of folks will always let you know that, certainly if they're from Italy, is a cannoli. In fact, when I got married, folks, that was the one thing I said, cannolis for everyone at my wedding, all right? Over 20 years ago now, with some of the most delicious pastries right here in Sicily, whether it's Taormina or Catania, as you can see right here. And I'll tell you, Sicilians, certainly for any of you or your clients that have been there, they do truly look at themselves as Sicilians versus Italians. It's almost like two countries within a country. But this trip itself, 15 days, the best of Italy, truly, because it's not only some of those great iconic cities from Venice, Florence, down to Rome, it's the Amalfi Coast, it's Sicily. And guess what? Your clients can travel by rail. They don't have to worry about how they're going to drive either in different countries where there's different language barriers, or in some countries driving on the other side of the road. They can relax and travel from one amazing destination to another. And I'll share one other point with all of you. Do you know in Italy, Italy has one of the high-speed trains known as Trenitalia. This train, folks, can go up to 200 miles per hour. Do you know from Rome to Florence, it's only about 2 hours by train? From Florence to Venice, also only about 2 hours by train. Again, why not travel the way local Europeans do? The last new itinerary I want to highlight before we open it up to live question and answers, the best of the United Kingdom and Ireland, starting with Cardiff. Explore the south coast of Wales and the Cardiff Castle. Clients will have a chance to do that on a locally guided tour before exploring the great city of Dublin, one of my favorite cities, and traveling to the Guinness factory to me is a must, right? It's just one of those iconic staples of destinations to see when they're in Dublin. One of my personal favorite areas that I traveled 2 years ago, the Cliffs of Moher, considered a UNESCO World Heritage Site, not too far from a day trip to Dublin. as well, which is great, and the Giants Causeway. So these are some of the great highlights. Ireland is trending very well for us. And as I mentioned earlier, the most popular destinations trending right now this year, 2024, as well as 2025, Italy, Switzerland, Ireland, and Scotland. And this is why we're highlighting these destinations. Now, speaking of Scotland, the Jacobite steam train, famous in the Harry Potter series, right? Very popular train that your clients get to travel on. The Isle of Skye, the Eileen Donen Castle day trip from Inverness. You know, one thing that blew me away with Scotland when I traveled there just recently is just some of the vast, huge mountains. For some reason, I always thought it was just a lot of like more flatlands, but you get some beautiful mountains, and you also have some of the greatest cities. Edinburgh, however you pronounce it. All right. You'll learn about the historic Royal Mile as well as the castle. Did you know this castle is actually an active military base to this day? The clients will have a guided tour with a local tour guide. And again, that's a great highlight when it comes to independent FIT style vacations. We also travel to York. Look at how great this area is. This truly is the best of the United Kingdom and Ireland. And by the way, all our pricing, we don't have it included in this particular training webinar because pricing is live, right? So depending on where and when your clients are looking to travel, depending on if they want to add days, take out days, customize, do a pre or post extension onto a river cruise or an ocean cruise, or just go and explore all that these countries have to offer, we have rates that are double twin pricing. We also have single rates too. So if you have any clients that are single or solo travelers, just let us know and we'll help you with that. Now, the last few pictures to show all of you before we open it up to live Q&A, the last 15 minutes or so of today's training webinar. I can't tell you only the great news for your clients. How about for you? Being our great travel advisors and travel agents, you can get 20% off anytime, any trip, either of our brands, whether it's Railbookers or our sister brand, Amtrak Vacations. And that includes up to 3 travel companions. Here's what I always say, why not see what you sell? Why not experience what your clients can as well? Because I'll tell you folks, if you're like me, and I'm sure many of you are, I feel more comfortable when I'm talking about destinations that I've been to. Now, I've been fortunate to travel to most destinations that are the most popular destinations trending right now, as well as even some of the new itineraries that I highlighted here today. So I could speak firsthand about it. But for you and your clients, if there's any place on your wish list, your bucket list, why not take advantage of these discounts? All right. Now, remember, folks, today, so much of what I was focusing on today, which I was so excited to tell you about, is what is new and available in our travel advisor toolbox that you have access to. Remember, folks, you don't necessarily need that hard copy brochure. Again, you can download our brochures. You could print out a copy. You could email a link to our toolbox, to our flyer that has some of the most popular tours. You could forward any flyers with your information, your phone number, your details to any of your clients. You could send a map, whatever you prefer to send and choose. I will mention too, also in the toolbox, on the right-hand side of the picture right here, we also have what we call our TARGs, which is short for Travel Agent Reference Guide. These are basically a cheat sheet, a 4 to 5 page cheat sheet that has some of the tips and tricks and many of the items that I highlighted here today in one document. So this also is another helpful item that you can download as well. Again, I wanted to highlight some of the most popular items today within each area of the toolbox, but there's still a lot more items available for each and every one of you as well. Now, the last part I did want to mention, folks, and I know I mentioned it earlier, if you are on Facebook, if you are on LinkedIn, or you are on Instagram, guess what? I am too. So if you look at my picture on the top left-hand corner, you just type in my name as it appears, and you friend request me today, I will absolutely accept your friend request. If you connect with me on LinkedIn, I'll accept your connection, or you can automatically follow me on Instagram. And again, the best reason, the main reason is it's a great communication tool, folks. If you need anything, if you have a quick question, I just got a couple messages today through Messenger, which is part of Facebook, from some of my fellow travel agents and advisors like yourselves. Don't even think twice. Connect with me today. I did want to also mention, if you have a camera, an iPhone, or if you want to take a screenshot, this is probably a great slide to do that on because it has our phone numbers, it has our hours of operation, and you're also going to notice too, with Railbookers, we've now been open on Saturdays from the last 3 to 4 months. We started opening on Saturdays and we've been open ever since. All right. So both brands are open Monday through Saturday. So we are truly here helping to support each and every one of you the best we can. So with that in mind, folks, all right, I see we have a lot of questions. And again, that's what today is about. Today is about not only all the greatest and latest tools available on our toolbox, as well as the latest and greatest new and exciting itineraries, but also live Q&A. We appreciate your time. So we're going to open it up to questions that you may have right here, right now. So, okay. So to start out, let's open it up. And folks, and as I'm going through any questions, if you have any additional questions, I want you to feel free to type in. All right. We got a good 15 to 20 minutes left. All right. So I'm here for all of you, and I want to help answer any questions I can. So first one from Julie. Can you book Portugal Rail? Julie, yes. We can pretty much book most rail around the world. And again, as a reminder, not only for Julie, but for everybody, not only the local rail, the iconic rail, rails such as Glacier Express, Bernina Express, luxury rail, again, as I mentioned, the Venice Simplon Orient Express, also the Belmont Royal Scotsman. We can book Rocky Mountaineer, Via Rail, the Gone, the Blue Train, all right, I say Maharaja Express, I probably did. We can book almost all these luxury trains around the world, okay, including the high-speed train, Eurostar, TGV train, Trenitalia. Again, most trains, we got you covered. And it's not only booking the trains, we're able to book many of the different categories on board the trains. And that's just a portion. That's the heartbeat of what we do. But we are truly an FIT land operator, worldwide operator at heart, with specializing in rail. All right, let's keep going. What is the best way to get a quote? Phone or email? Mike, great question. Really, the best way, truly, I always say the easiest, the quickest, is just pick up the phone, give us a call. But as I mentioned, again, you also can submit an instant quote right through our toolbox, or on a particular itinerary, on a particular destination. We have a button with every trip and destination that we offer where you can click on to get an instant quote as well if you'd like. So it's whatever way you prefer. I always personally recommend initially to actually call us, all right? And that phone number is listed not only with Railbookers, but also Amtrak Vacations, because then this way, folks, once you speak to one of our rail experts, chances are you're going to have a nice connection with that person, all right? And then from there, you can just email them whatever you want. If they need a quote done, if you want to schedule a certain day or time to have a call, you can do that as well, all right? But again, you do have the option to also go on and do an instant quote. All right, let's see. Hello, Alicia. Yes, Boston. Love Portland. I know, me too. Let's see. Jim. Hi, Jim. Can Railbookers make reservations for Rocky Mountaineer trips? Yes, absolutely. And we can include hotels. And really, here's what I always mention, and thank you, Jim, for asking this question. Folks, obviously, you have the ability to book Rocky Mountaineer direct if you'd like. But what I will tell you is we're actually Rocky Mountaineers, one of their biggest partners in the world. What so many travel advisors do and like doing with us is if you have clients that want to do a trans-Canadian, across Canada journey, so many times advisors will just book the whole package with us on a Rocky Mountaineer and a Via Rail. Because remember, Via Rail is the only train, it's the national train of Canada that can go across Canada. But so many folks will book Rocky Mountaineer with us from Vancouver to Jasper, and then from Jasper to Toronto, they'll book Via Rail. And again, train is just a portion of what we do. We do the hotels, sightseeing tours, meals, activities. It can either go west to east or east to west. So if you want to make it easy and put it all and package it all together in one booking where we take care of both trains, we can do the whole package for you. You make commission on everything. In fact, there's not one thing that you don't make commission on. And actually, I know it's not part of Jim's question, but I just thought of it right now, folks. We do instant quotes. There is no 3-day delay. There's no 24 to 48 to 72 hours. Did you know when you call us, our rail experts will do a quote right on the phone for you? We do one quote for you that reflects your own commission, and then one quote that, of course, does not have the commission that you can send to your clients as well. All right. That's a big selling point, folks. Big, big selling point that I did want to mention, okay, that we've been getting great feedback on. And when we go to book any of the packages for you, we go and we try to confirm everything right there and then. All right. Right when you're on the phone. So that's a big, big highlight. Thank you, Jim. Donna, on customized brochures, will it allow to upload the logo? Great question. Yes. So, very good question. When you download any of our brochures, obviously you'll have our brochures. Not sure, but Donna, I want you to feel free. If you connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, also any of you have the ability, if you'd like, you can email myself too. I could check on that as well, Donna, if it does not allow you to. So if it doesn't, just let me know. My email too, folks, just so you know, it's jim.marini, Marini, at railbookers.com. All right. So if it doesn't work, Donna, for whatever reason, just let me know and I'll ask our marketing department to see if there's another way that you can upload your logo. But again, with any of the customizable flyers, any of our templates that we have, you are able to put all of your own call to action information that you can then send off to your clients as well. Okay. Thank you, Donna. Kevin, hi, Kevin. Does Railbookers also have trips in the U.S.? And do you have any fam trips for travel agents? So great question, Kevin. So we do have trips in the U.S. You know what it is, Kevin? Alaska by rail. Now, some of you might be wondering, why is Alaska included with Railbookers and not Amtrak Vacations? It's actually very easy. Amtrak Vacations is all of our trips in the lower 48, and it's also all trips on board the Amtrak trains. That's with our sister brand. But Alaska is on board Alaska Railroad, which is a 4-diamond train, 4-star 4-diamond train. But we definitely can help you with Alaska. If it's any trips in the lower 48, then that would be our sister brand, Amtrak Vacations. Now, as far as fam trips, we don't have fam trips because all our trips are independent FIT, flexible independent travel. However, again, that's where our 20% discount comes in, 20%, and that's off the total cost, Kevin, for you and any other fellow travel advisors joining us. So it's a great way to see where you want to see, travel where you want to go, when you want to go, and again, being able to bring 3 of your friends or family as well. All right. Thank you, Kevin. Becky, are tour details listed online for us to send to our clients? They are. And actually, Becky, I tell you, we have gone through a huge updating process of adding on so many more sightseeing tours that are either included or available in each different destinations, cities, and countries worldwide. We've also done the same, adding on way more of the vast amount of hotels that you and your clients can choose from, again, ranging from 3, 4 to 5 stars. So keep that in mind. All right. Thank you, Becky. Cindy, let's see. And these are great questions, folks. I have a client that wants a train from Budapest to Paris. Do you do that one? Yes, we do, Cindy. Again, pretty much wherever the trains go, especially in Europe, we can take your clients there. Now, again, just a reminder, folks, with us, we are not a ticketer, right? We're not a ticketer. We are a worldwide tour operator, a land FIT independent tour operator who specializes in rail. So all we require is just 1-night hotel with the rail. Now, on the flip side, I had this question come up last week, right? Actually, after my training, and this is good for everyone to know. The question was, do we need rail? We have clients that want an independent FIT style vacation of Italy. All right. Lots of requests going on for Italy. I'm sure many of you are seeing that. Do you require rail? Well, we do because we are rail bookers. But here's what I always say. It could be literally a train, as an example, from Zurich to Zurich Airport, which is an 8-minute train. So as long as there's a little piece of rail on any of our packages, the entire package could pretty much be a land FIT style vacation. But we do require just a little one component, one segment of rail. The same thing applies again on the other end. We do require 1-night hotel with the rail. But as an example, even before today's training webinar, I just spoke to a travel advisor that just booked 5 different rail segments with us with one hotel. So as long as you have one hotel with the rail, you can book multiple rails as long as we just have that one night hotel. And again, you're going to make way more commission than you would if you were to try to just book the rail ticket on your own. And the biggest highlight, this is the number one reason, again, we got preferred with every major travel organization and consortium within the US and Canada and around the world, is with us. You can book up to 2 years in advance. You don't have to wait until 30, 60, or 90 days to actually issue or book those tickets. All right. So just wanted to mention that. All right. Thank you, Cindy. Marianne, do you have an app? Great question, Marianne. We obviously, you can find us online. We don't have an actual app that you can go and book any of the trips, but you can certainly find us online on your mobile device if you'd like. Best way, again, to book is initially over the phone, or you can do an instant quote right through our toolbox or on any specific destination, any tour that we have. Or once you speak to any of our rail expert, again, you have the ability to email that person moving forward. You don't even have to pick up the phone if you prefer not to. All right, you can email them, schedule a time to have a call, or just let them know what you're looking at, and they can put together a quote and email it to you, where you can go back and forth and finalize it just the way you'd like. All right. Thanks, Marianne. Hope that helps. All right. Good questions, everyone. Let's keep moving through. Let's see. Leanne, are there any age restrictions on any of the itineraries? Great question, Leanne. Well, in the United States with Amtrak vacations, we do have child rates that apply between the ages of 2 and 12, which is usually 50% off the cost of a rail ticket. That's based in coach seating. They do allow lap children in the US. As far as Europe, it depends on where your clients are traveling as far as the age restrictions. It depends on the trains that they're traveling on. So the best answer for that one, Leanne, sincerely, is whatever destinations your clients are looking at, I would ask one of our rail experts to find out what the age requirements or restrictions may be. What I will say is I just ran into this recently, again, right from my training last week, folks. There was a lot of good nuggets that came about from the training. And what was the question that was asked is, can children travel on some of the luxury trains? And I found out, because I had to get clarification myself, just to re-clarify, most luxury trains do allow children as well if needed. Now, obviously, luxury trains, you're going to get more of the 40, 50 and older market that will travel on many of those packages. But if there are families with children or grandchildren on some of those luxury trains, they are allowed. All right. So anyway, my advice, Leanne, just is to find out from one of our rail experts, depending on where and what trains your clients are looking to travel on. All right, just to play it safe. Jennifer, how much commission do we earn? Jennifer, here's the good news. We're preferred with everyone. So everyone is getting the max commission. What I would suggest is, if you're curious what commission you're earning, give us a call and just let us know your IATA, CLIA, or true number. Because again, if you're part of an organization that's not preferred, then of course the commission will be less if you're not currently preferred. But pretty much we're preferred with everyone. So I would just call to ask any of our rail experts, and they can pull it right up in the system to tell you exactly what it is. All right. Anyway, hope that helps, Jennifer. Let's see, Mary. Hi, Mary. Do you issue paper documents, including rail tickets? Well, here's the good news, Mary. Almost, notice how I said almost all packages are all e-tickets, e-documents. So everything mostly is electronic. There's still a couple trains within Central and Eastern Europe that we still have to print paper tickets, print documents, because the trains haven't adjusted or haven't, updated their system to be able to offer electronic tickets. So there still is a couple, but those are more packages and trains in Central and Eastern Europe. Most trains and most packages in the world is all electronic now. All right. So anyway, hope that helps. All right, folks, I'm going to give everyone another couple minutes. All right. I'm going to give everyone another couple minutes for any last questions. And while I'm waiting for any additional questions that may come through, all right, I did want to mention one other big, exciting selling point, all right, that I think is huge. All right. We talked about the opportunity to customize any trip. All our trips are independent FIT style vacations. But if you have clients going on any river cruises, If you have clients going on any Mediterranean cruises, do you know about 33% of our business in all of the US and Canada with travel advisors like yourselves is actually pre and post cruise extensions? All right. We can take your clients way beyond the port cities. We don't require a minimum number of people. We have no deviation fee. What does that mean? We don't charge a penny extra to customize any trip. Trips also do not need to be consecutive nights. So you could book 2 or 3 nights with us in a particular city, let's say before they go on their Rhine River cruise. And then at the end from Basel, we could take them all throughout Switzerland and even into Italy. We make travel into multiple countries so easy for all of you. Again, we package everything. One stop shop with the exception of flights. We could take care of it. And folks, as I mentioned earlier, and I'll mention it one more time, Railbookers is truly one of the fastest growing brands in the world, let alone right here in the United States and Canada with so many travel advisors. Truly a one-stop shop where, again, you can book up to 2 years in advance, including pricing and scheduling. You don't have to wait 30, 60, 90 days to issue those tickets. And again, even when you have those requests for clients wanting to do an independent FIT, flexible independent travel tour in Italy or anywhere in Europe or around the world, as long as you have that one little piece of rail at a minimum, you could pretty much put together an entire independent FIT style vacation. And on the flip side, if you have clients that want rail, and they want multiple rail segments, all we need is one night hotel anywhere on the itinerary. And you could have 4, 5, 6 different rail segments. As long as there's one night hotel, we got you covered. And as I mentioned, we do everything else in addition in creating full packages for all of you. So anyway, hope that helps. Let's see. We just got another question that came in. Good question. What are your fees to change before ticketing? Great question, Mary. So if there's a name change, typically I want to say it might be a $25 fee if there's a name change after you've already booked, but there's no fees depending on if you haven't booked as of yet. So once you book, again, that'll lock in the price, which is nice. So if the price were to go up, obviously it won't be extended to your clients. So that's a big selling point. And again, huge range of sightseeing tours available on every trip, many that are included, many that are available that can be included, can be added in. All right. Same thing with hotels, being able to mix and match. So lots of great options. All right, folks. More than anything, I hope you enjoyed today's live training webinar with Railbookers, as well as our sister brand Amtrak Vacations. And I hope you learned a thing or two today, right here, right now, that maybe you were not as familiar with only a little over an hour ago. On behalf of both of our brands, thank you all so much for your past, your present, and your future support. And we look forward to having each and every one of you and your clients on board soon. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.